What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. The 27th of September. We're looking at, of course, Aerodrome Finance here this morning. Aerodrome slash the United States dollar daily chart. Coinbase will be the price provider here. So this is from Coinbase. Most people have access to Coinbase. Wow, incredible moves we're seeing here for Aerodrome. It's probably been about 14, maybe 15 days here. This thing has made a monster move. So let's see here from the actual breakout confirmation. 14 days, guys, 2 weeks. It has moved a huge percentage. We'll take a look at that a little bit later in the video. Welcome all the new subscribers to the channel. Appreciate you guys. We have Bitcoin finally starting to move here, which is good to see. We'll jump into that a little bit later as well. We have some futures starting to move over on the futures markets and so on. So taking a quick dive into here and what's been going on the past couple of days. So we were down here at 98, right? So 98,224, hit that, reversed, closed below it on the 25th of September. That was Wednesday. We had a huge day on Thursday, which was yesterday. Guys, 19% to the upside. Massive day. Did not take any break, even though when I get a reversal through one of these lines and it closed below it, I start to lean and look for a sideways to downward market. Didn't take place for long at all. We made a new high, new daily high, new higher low. Broke through the 104, 106 targets, which were right here. Closed all the way up at a level of, let's see, 115. Huge. I mean, guys, you're talking almost 20% in a day. It's massive. We also, very importantly, broke the high level over here from back in July 18th, actually. That was a very important level we were looking for, similar to where this circle is here back in the end of August. Very important level to break. You could see a big candle that came through it here. And the same thing took place yesterday. Big candle took out this level here on the 18th. This level is important because we had this massive rally here and it got pushed right back down at the descending, resistance line. Also came in at these targets here at 106, 104. We have a couple things lining up there, holding the market back. And this time around, nothing stopped it. So very nice to see that for the bulls. And of course, today we have some continuation to the upside. We have a new higher high. We have a new higher low. Very bullish. This thing's up 11% right now. We have met a level we haven't seen in many months. $1.28, guys. I didn't think we'd be there yesterday this quick, and we are. So, that's, what else can you ask for? That's awesome. 128 is where the market topped out over here on the 27th of May. This time around, we obviously didn't make it. And this time around, that's where we're at. Let's go down to a 3-minute time frame. Let's get rid of this watch list, give you some more screen real estate here. Here we are playing the 128, the 128, 300, 128 level right here. We pulled right up to it, found resistance, playing in between actually 129, 128, 128, 300, back below, and here we are once again. So we'll see how today goes. There's a lot of momentum to the upside. The volatility is picking up. Prices increasing. A lot going on here. This thing's moving. Let's say this thing is moving. The daily ranges, the volatility are increasing. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I would be careful stepping in front of something like this because obviously you start getting 11 to 20% days. You wouldn't want to be on the opposite side of a trade like this. The music stops at some point. Like musical chairs, the music stops at some point, and we'll see. Don't know when that'll be. We have some ideas of targets, but that doesn't mean they will mark any kind of a top. You know, Bitcoin is Bitcoin's basically just breaking out right now. So if that's the case and it actually can continue to rally, again, we'll talk about that in a couple moments here. Things could just be getting started. We did start to see Aerodrome break out before Bitcoin. So, does it stop before Bitcoin stops? We'll see. All right. So today's resistance levels, doesn't mean the market's going to stop here and not go any higher. But if it did, I wouldn't be surprised. Yesterday was a 20% day. We could have another 10, 15, whatever percent higher than we already are right now, which is 11. Yeah, this 128 level is important because it's where the market topped out back in here. So it's important to break out above that and hold. Then we have a whole cluster of levels here. So where the market found support before and then broke is basically 136. So if we look over here, this 136 level, we had a lot of support there. Ended up, failing and then basically flipping into resistance. That was at 128. So the 128 to 136 roughly is important areas that are basically above where the market is right now. So that is what I would be keeping my eye on. Right around this one, there's a ton of levels here, but it's roughly the 128, a little bit higher, 136. And let's take a look to the left and see what else took place here. So 136 takes us up to right in here. You could keep an eye on, we had some market support back in here in April at the 156. You can keep your eye on that level. Next level, basically right around 186. And then we have where the market did a big blow off top here, a big outside reversal day on the 12th of April. The highs of that are 237. So we have some levels there at 234, 242, 243, 245, 247, all within this range here. So 128, $1.28, basically the 136 level, the 156, the 186, the 235, 242 roughly levels. So a lot going on there, but again, the music will stop at some point. We just don't know when, but keeping an eye on these levels will, at least give me, of course, not financial advice, an idea of where potentially we could stop out here. These obviously worked out perfectly here, topping out at basically the 234 level. The 128 level came into play here. The 104 level came into play here. And these levels have all come into play, but much shorter, just basically for a couple hours, and the market's continuing to rally. But to see big breakouts above these major levels here is very nice to see. And we'll see if we hold above 128 today. That's the real important level. Market topped out back there in, like I said, the 27th of May, right around that 128. 128, 136, next in line. Let's see here. 156, like we just said, the 186, and so on. How far has this thing run since the breakout, which is right around that 61? So right now, currently, Aerodrome is up. You call it 108, 109%, 110% in 2 weeks, guys. 110% in 2 weeks. Wow. Incredible. Incredible move. These runs are incredible here, okay? And if these markets can, for some reason, something hits and we have a nasty, nasty down day, taking all this back. Not saying it's going to happen, but you kind of just want to be ready for anything that's possible, anything that's thrown at you in the markets, because when you least expect something to be thrown at you in the markets is when it's thrown at you. And if you plan for it, it's no big deal. I always say have some kind of an exit plan, whether it's a quarter of your position, half your position, 3/4 of your position, and so on. And if it continues to run, you'll continue to benefit. There's a ton of ways you can do a ton of research on that. But basically what you don't want to see is massive market gains and then you giving all of them back plus some if you don't have to. It all depends your risk tolerance, your goals, objectives, where you got in. There's a ton of factors. Something everybody has to work on themselves. But just wanted to put that out there. 110% in 14 days. Very good. Can it run higher? Of course it can. We've seen it run higher in the past, all the way up to, again, $2 plus. I do have some higher price targets. My all-time high price targets we'll talk about in the next video. So if you are not yet subscribed, go ahead and join us here on the channel. So far, so good. Keep your eye on 128. Keep your eye on 136. Keep your eye on 156, 186. And if this thing decides to take off like a maniac today, the highs over here again came in at 237. And we have a level at 234. Guys, over to Bitcoin, BTC, USD. We are long the Bitcoin micro futures as Bitcoin is really starting to ramp up to the upside, and we like the way it looks, so we jumped on board. We also have GBTC, which is the Grayscale Trust, Bitcoin Trust. Bitcoin looking good, finally above these three levels here. So 63 to 64, 375. Market found resistance here back in here, giving another go here. A couple days of resistance volatility, breaking out to the upside. Next target 68,748 for Bitcoin. It's quite a bit higher, but all looking good. And just realize that at any moment these markets can flip and get quite bearish, and just we're always ready for that. We'll be stopped out and we'll get back in. Let's see here. So you're back basically $3,000 higher. Takes you up to the next target. And if that happens, we should see Aerodrome do very well. Guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. All links down below. Of course, not financial advice.